Alright guys, yeah, so it's been a while since I've done a video in this type of style, so I apologize for that, but I'm getting into it, so let's just go ahead and talk about it. I haven't done a Doctor Who video this entire year, and because of the David Tennant episode that will be releasing in theaters in the United States, which I plan on seeing, I wanted to go ahead and, start doing a recap of the whole thing and just review the seasons that I haven't, maybe even talk about the ones that I really want to talk about. So I figured why not start with the modern era. Now, I don't have all the time in the world to watch the classic era. I've seen a few episodes. I've seen a little bit of John Pertwee, Tom Baker, William Hartnell, and I think one of the most that really leveled with me that I was kind of okay with watching, in a modern sense, was the Peter Davison. But I just don't have the time to watch any of it. So this is, where I'm basing it off of. Basically, I'm going to be talking about the series 1, my thoughts on it, what I like, what I don't like, and all the other series leading up to the release of this episode. So there are going to be major spoilers in this because, yeah, anyways, Doctor Who, I like it. It's a great show. If you want to know how to watch the show, look up a guide somewhere, because I'm not going to tell you how. Alright, so Series 1 of the modern era of Doctor Who has Christopher Eccleston as the 9th Doctor, and I gotta say, I really enjoy Eccleston in this role. It's sad that he only got to stick on for one season, because he, disagreed with some stuff about the BBC, and, I hear that he's even been blacklisted from the BBC, so something, definitely had to have gone down, but I think that he's great as the 9th Doctor. My only problem is that he's not in the show very much, so I can't really form that great of a connection with him. I enjoy seeing him on screen. I don't hate his episodes by any means. I just wish that they did a little bit more with him, had him go through some arcs, which some people do argue that he does. I've read a couple of books, like Doctor Who: The Lost Dimension, and it features him in it a little bit, and even the Four Doctors, the one where Peter Capaldi, I don't want to spoil this comic, but it's really good. It's where Peter Capaldi's doctor did something wrong that impacted the future, and they all meet up, and yeah, just go read it. It's really good. But anyways, like I said, Christopher Eccleston's good. We get our introduction of our first modern era companion, which is Rose Tyler, of course, played by Billie Piper. My opinion on Rose is, it's weird. I don't hate this companion at all. I don't dislike this companion at all. And the Russell T Davies era is, I'm just gonna come forward. This might not make a couple of fans happy, but this is my channel and I can do what I want. I'm not too big on the Russell T Davies era. I think that's how you pronounce his name. I think that it's fine. As far as a production standpoint goes, I think that the way that these episodes are shot are sometimes just next to terrible. I think their cinematography got way better once they started doing Series 5, or at least The End of Time. The End of Time is my favorite shot Russell T Davies episode. But once they clearly changed writers, they brought in a whole new type of staff, I guess, or updated it, and that's where I really like this show. But yeah, again, like I said, this just doesn't really do it for me in terms of looking style, and there's something wrong about this first season whenever I watch it. I don't own it on Blu-ray, I only own it on DVD, but my problem with this first series is that it looks like it's covered in Vaseline oil, everywhere the camera's shooting. Now, by Series 2 and Series 3 and Series 4, they, clearly went down on that style, but, Series 1 is, the worst contender here in terms of the way that it's shot. I just think that it looks really cheesy, and it doesn't look official. Just something seems very off. Rose Tyler is an okay companion in my book. I personally like companions like Martha or Donna or Clara, even way more than this companion. She's probably at the bottom of my list next to Yasmin, but I still enjoy her. I think that she and Christopher Eccleston are great on screen together. I think my favorite episode of this entire series is either Rose, the first episode, or Father's Day. It's very middling to me, and yeah, I'm gonna make some people mad, because like I said, I like Christopher Eccleston as the Doctor. I like Rose Tyler, alright, played by Billie Piper. I don't put anything against her at all. But again, I'm not that big of a fan of the Russell T Davies era. So, here we go. I don't like a majority of these episodes. Not saying that they're bad, it's just, I just can't get into them. I don't like episode 2, The End of the World, I believe it's called. I don't like episode 3. I think World War 3 and whatever's next with that is okay with the Slovene. I believe that's what the race is called. I do not like The Long Game. I semi-like Dalek because Christopher Eccleston is just great. He seems like he's having not only PTSD, but like he is terrified at that Dalek, and it really builds up the suspense. But again, the shooting and the pacing in that episode, just for me, at least, you know, going back after watching Series 5 and onward, then coming back, kind of ruins it for me. So that's just me, and I've watched this multiple times, and I even rewatched this entire series in preparation for this review. And again, it's nothing against any of these actors. I don't even blame Russell T. Davies. I think that he's great. I love Torchwood, what he was able to do with that. I love Children of Earth, so I don't think that he's a bad writer at all. It's just clear that the BBC was very iffy on bringing this show back because they canceled it before and they didn't know if they really wanted to put all they could into this series. That's just all I'm saying. I think Mickey and Jackie are great side characters that end up having bigger roles in the upper coming seasons. And I like Noel Clark, and I forget what Jackie's name is in real life, but every time these characters are on screen and it gets more into the home style life, that's some of my favorite stuff with Rose. Like I said, Christopher Eccleston, he's just magic, but there's one problem. He is at the bottom of my doctor's ranked list. Now, I don't really have Jodie Whittaker on the list yet because I just don't have anything. Like, she only did one series. I can't grade her on, you know, just one series. But this is it for Christopher Eccleston, clearly. Like, he might be able to do some stuff in the future, who knows. But this is mainly it for him. And so, because there's just not a whole lot to work with, he's just not at the top of my list. Now, I love John Barrowman as Captain Jack Harkness. I love his introduction in the Empty Child, and you guys know if you know. But I think that episode is actually really good. It's just brought down by the cinematography that just kind of drags it down a little bit, along with the way it's shot, like I said. But I love John Barrowman in the show. I love that he got his own spin-off. I really enjoyed Torchwood for what it was. I've even listened to some of the audio episodes. I don't really like the two-part finale, the Bad Wolf and the Parting of Ways. Again, it's just, I don't know, it's like a preference thing. And I don't blame you at all for loving these stuff. Like, I get it. I really do. I wish that I had started here and then went forward, because I probably would have had more respect for it onward. I still do have a lot of respect for it. I like the uniqueness of Christopher Eccleston's regeneration, which doesn't go out on a big whole speech or whatever, where he knows that he's leaving the show. It seems very real, you know, it's in the moment, it's sincere, and I really do enjoy that. It is my least favorite regeneration of the modern series, but honestly, I don't hate any regenerations. I think they're all great. Anyways, overall, I really do like Doctor Who as a show, but this first series is very iffy for me. I sometimes question if I want to watch it, and of course I do go back and watch it from time to time. I love watching the first episode, Rose. I love watching Father's Day. I just have a connection with that episode. I can't explain it. But all in all, I mean, even though I've kind of dunked on this series for most of my video, I personally do enjoy this series, or at least Christopher Eccleston's Doctor. So I'm going to give this Series 1 of Doctor Who C+. I really enjoy this Doctor. This series, not so much. I love the companions and the side characters and their involvement in the show later on. And I can't wait to get on to talk about Series 2, including David Tennant, who may be the most overrated Doctor. I'm kidding. I'm just trying to get you to come back to my channel if you're not subscribed. It's understandable. Like, I get 10 views on these things. I'm just have a good one. Now, before the video is over with, I want to go ahead and give a shout out to my buddy Nessa. I believe that's how he wants his channel name to be pronounced. He likes to play a lot of Resident Evil and stuff, does some cool videos. You see, whenever I was starting YouTube, I wish that I had somebody to give me shout outs, so I'm just returning the favor this one time because he's very passionate about what he's doing over on his channel. He does some cool things, especially with the Resident Evil franchise, so if you want to go check that out, there will be a link in the there will be a link to his channel at the end of the video. And speaking of links to other channels, I'm also partnered with Sip Pop in a way, not completely channelized. It's weird. I am a contributor to the Sip Pop website. That means that I get to write for them from time to time. We just wrote last week because of the release of Spider-Man Far From Home. We did movies called the top 10 movies with the word home in the title. I got to write on that one. I've been able to write for them for about like the past 10 weeks, and it's been awesome. So if you guys could go over there and check it out, and also check out all the people that are involved overall, I think that is just amazing. And I'll leave a link to their channel at the end, card description, whatever. Anyways, if you like this video and you want to see more from my Doctor Who series, I'll leave a playlist below of all my Doctor Who videos, so you can go check that out. And don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one, hopefully. Amen out.